Hello friends, welcome back to MuleSoft Academy. In today's session, we are going to talk about a brand new feature added to our Anypoint platform under Management Center called API Governance. Okay, so we'll see why we should use API Governance, what all problems it solves. Okay, then we'll see what all rule sets are available under the API Governance. Okay, and today's more focus or agenda is how to write the custom rule sets from the scratch. Okay, so we'll start with that. So before jumping onto the demo and technical details, I'll encourage everyone to please go ahead, subscribe the channel, hit the like button, hit the bell icon so that you'll get future upcoming videos notifications. So let's take the use case. Let's say we have set of API designers, and if I ask them to write API specification for my Mule REST API, one important thing is API governance only applicable to MuleSoft REST APIs, which are published in the exchange. That's it. Okay. Non-Mule applications or APIs are not eligible for API governance. Okay. So let's say we have API designer, and we know that how API designers are creative. Okay. So if I ask them to write specifically from same API, three different designers will come up with the three different specifications. Okay. So somebody will write here, V1, somebody will write V1 1.0.0. Somebody will write here, if they are writing, adding layer name over here. So they will write experience. Somebody will write sappy, somebody will write pappy, somebody will write. So to make this naming conventions standardized across our organizations. Okay, so API governance gives us the rule sets. So there are out of the box 6 rule sets available. Okay, so some rules will be validating our API specification against the example. So that rule set says, okay, your response should have examples, your parameter should have examples. If I apply HTTP enforcement rule set on my API specification, it says that your base URI should start with HTTPS only. Okay, if I apply the in Anypoint best practices, it talks about the resource name. It talks about how the resource name should be, how the version name should be. All these things will be there in the Anypoint best practices rule set. So as part of a demo, we are not going to use the out of box rule set. So we'll implement the rule set from the scratch. Okay, so to use any API governance, we need to create governance profile. Okay, so this profile will have selected rule sets, and it will have filter criteria. Based on that criteria, APIs will be selected, and then based on the rule sets, rules will be applied on those APIs, and then the governance profile status will be decided. Okay, so there are two statuses only, normal and at-risk. If your API set of APIs selected and the governed APIs, if those satisfied all the rules and the percentage of those APIs are more than 70%, then your profile status is normal. Okay, and if that is less than 70%, then it is at risk. So your governance profiles will be having set of rule sets, and under rule sets, there will be a rules. So I already talked about the rules. If we talked about required example rule set, then it will validate against the examples for request, response, and parameters. Governed APIs are those which are passing the filter criteria of the governance profile. API conference. So these are actually the concepts of API governance. So this API conformance is nothing but how many rules are validated against the APIs and what all status. Okay, so if all the rules applied or validated against that API specification, and if those are passed, then your API conference status will be conformant. And if those are failed, some of them are failed, then the status will be non-conformant. And if your API is not under that filter criteria, then that API status will be not validated. Okay. And one more important thing is as I mentioned, API governance is only applicable on Mule REST API, which are published in Exchange. And this is tightly integrated with Design Center and Exchange API governance. Okay, so you'll find all the rule sets in the Exchange. Those rule sets are available for the Design Center to apply on your API design. So let's go ahead and start with the first step, which is creating governance profile. So let's go ahead and create that. So we'll start with, before that, let me show you out of the box rule sets available in our Exchange. So provided by MuleSoft, go under, there is a category called rule set here. And these are the 6 rule sets available under the Anypoint platform under provided by MuleSoft in Exchange. Okay, let's go ahead quickly and go to our. Okay, before that, these rule sets, let me pick one rule set from here. These rule sets are written in a framework called AMF, anything modeling framework, and written in a language called AML. Okay, so let me open some violations from there. And if I click server, it will take me to this web page. I'll add this link below in the description. Okay, so this AMF will be having classes, and these classes will be having fields which are mapped with the our API specification RAML specification fields. For example, our title will be mapped with, so let me show you, there is a class called web API, and this web API will be mapping some fields from our RAML. There is a class called server which will be taking care of the base URI. If I go to the class called server, so there are a lot of things. So there is a server class over here, and in that there'll be fields mentioned. Those fields will be validated against the rules. Okay, so this AMF and AML, this will be used while writing our rule sets. So we'll be using the same language while writing our custom rule set. Okay, so let me close this. So first thing we'll start with, we'll create a governance profile. Right now, if you see, you'll find the governance under Management Center. Click on governance. So right now I don't have any profile. So I'll go ahead and I'll create some profiles. So before creating profile, let's set the context. Okay. So if I go back to my requirement, so I want something. Okay. So I want to have a rule set which validate my version, and that should be V and 1 to 9, whatever digit. So 1 V and 1 digit. That's it. Okay. And in my title, I'm expecting, if the designers are working on system API, they should end the title with sys-API. If they are working on process API, then it should be process API. If they are working on experience API, it should be exp-API. These I want. Okay. And then we'll try to customize the out of the box itself. So one we'll write from the scratch, but I'll show you how to customize the out of the box, rule set itself. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and first create the profile. Hope the use case is clear. Okay. What rule set we need. So for my requirement, there is no rule set available. Okay. So the reason behind writing the custom rule set is there is no rule set available for my requirement. Okay. So that's the reason we are writing it, right? Otherwise, there is no point on writing or reinventing the wheel. Okay. So let's go ahead. First, we'll create the profile name. So I'll say, okay, Mule. I give name of my channel itself. So Mule S Academy Best Practices. Okay. And the purpose is optional. So I'll just add same thing. Next, rule set. So you can select all the rule sets, or for now, I just select these 2 guys. Go ahead. Now here, see here, you can select REST API only. Okay. So right now this API governance is applicable to REST API. Then tags. Okay. So when we publish our assets to our exchange, we can, attach tags, categories to our API. So let me quickly show you. I have one API where I have tags, and Okay, so if I show you my API, you can see here, this API belongs to experience API, categories experience, tags, power and gas. So based on these tags and categories also, you can filter the API. That is what we are doing here, filter criteria. So right now I don't want to add any criteria based on tags or category. I say all the APIs. So right now one REST API is there, so that is getting filtered. Okay. Now, if the rules are not validated or those are failed, to whom you want to notify. So I'll say API publisher, or you can add the comma separated emails here. Okay, so the manager of that person or that team who is leading that team, we can add those over here, comma separated. Okay. Next, now you can validate, review your the profile. Let's say create this profile. So your profile got created. We can see here. So there is one API. Okay, and it is, there's a one profile you can see here, and it is at risk. This is what the status, because that API is not satisfying. See here, this is non-conformant because that API is not passing the rules. Okay. And under APIs, you can see only one API is satisfying the criteria right now. And if I go down here, it will show you what all. So only HTTPS enforcement is matching. Required examples failed. Okay. So there are 4 violations here. You can go ahead and see here the violations. Okay. Now, if you want to, okay, the profile is ready. Now let's go ahead and go to our Exchange. First, I'll show you the rule set, how it looks. Okay. So out of the box rule set. So you can go ahead to the category rule set and you can download this rule set. So there is a download option here. Once you download it, you'll find that rule set on your system. So you'll get a zip file. I have unzipped it. If I open it and if I show the rule, it looks like, so there is a syntax. Okay. So you can, okay. So there'll be a script header over here. So we are saying we are creating validation profile 1.0. Okay. And then we'll be giving profile name. So this is out of the box rule set I'm showing you right now. Okay. Which is HTTP enforcement. So there'll be profile description. These 3 things are important. Tags. So we are saying this rule set belongs to our category is security. Violation. So what all rules are validating. Okay. So one rule we are validating over URL and second one we are validating over callbacks. And we are saying both has to have HTTPS starting point. So here we are declaring 2 rules. Okay. Violation rules. And we are giving definition in the validation section. So in validation section, you can see that if you select this Control F, Control V, you'll find that, okay. So you can see here these rules over here, and then you can use some description. This is the important part, target class. So target class. So these fields we are validating against the AMF framework classes. So I told you, I mentioned already this server. So this server will be referred via API contract. And from this server class, we are focusing on URL template. Okay. And we are saying core.url template pattern should match with this. Now, if you want to customize, let's say in my requirement, if you remember in my requirement, let's say I want to allow HTTP in my base URI, what I can do here, I can go here and simply say that, okay, Control C, I can add here, or I can say it can start with HTTP also. So I can remove this part. Okay. This. You can same thing. So right now I'm validating URL template from the same, so API contract. If I want to validate callbacks, then there is a class called callback. Okay. Again, same target class field is picking up that. So here also, if I want to allow HTTP also, I can go ahead and say Control V. So both will get. Okay. Now we can save this and we can publish it to our organization Exchange and we can apply it. Okay. But let's let's build our API design and try to apply the out of the box rule set first. So let's go ahead. So what I'll do, let's go ahead and go to our design center. Okay, and let's create a simple API. So I'll just say API, or I'll say hello world experience API. Okay, so this, and we'll use RAML 1.0. Go ahead. So let's go step by step, do the stuff. So we have created governance profile right now, and we have set some criteria over there. Okay, so here what I wanted to do is I want to have title something like kebab case. So hello hyphen, I'll say world hyphen, I'll say sys hyphen API. Then we'll set a version. Okay, so version, we'll say v1. Then I'll just set base URI. And here we'll start with HTTPS, no problem. I'll say localhost :/API/v1 right now. Okay. And then simple will start with the resource. So resource generally start with hello world : what happened? Okay. So on this we'll fire a get method. We'll say okay, get method, give me response 200 body application JSON. Okay, till here. Okay, now let's see. I'll remove this also. And now if you want to check the errors at design level, check what advantage will get it. So now you're writing specification. Now it will once you done with the specification, you'll send this to the reviewer. That reviewer will review it. Then it will give review comments. Then you'll fix it. So to avoid that iteration and save the your API design phase timing, we have API governance now. Okay, so to fix these kind of basics errors. Okay, so now how to apply the out of the box rule sets? Go ahead here under rule set section. Okay, so here there is a one, we'll use a required example, and we'll use HTTP enforcement rule sets. Okay, so now it will take some time, just wait for it. So in the conformance section right now it's showing 0, right? Now see 2 errors. What are those errors? So if you look at that, the first error says okay, so HTTPS enforcement error. Okay, so immediately when you're writing it here itself, you can go ahead and fix it. So first error is gone. Okay, first error is gone. Now under body there is no example, so you can go ahead and say okay boss, I'll go ahead and I'll add example here. Okay, so I'll go ahead and say example. Under that example I'll just say okay, I'll just put a message. I'll say colon hello what. So second error is also gone. See, okay. Now let's write our. So this is what the out of the box. You can go ahead and save this and publish it to the exchange. Okay, it will get validated against the API governance profile. But let's not apply our existing rule set. Okay, so what we are going to do is, yes, I want to allow, cancel it. I want to allow, let's say HTTP, or I want to enforce the designers to have this pattern. Okay, so v1 within you can use any digit from 1 to 9 here. Okay, that is what I want to allow. And here whichever AP you are writing it, okay, specification, that should get added over here, appended at the end. Okay, let's do that. So let's we have seen the pattern, right? So we'll take this as a a reference. So what we can do, Control A, Control C. I'm going to create new. Okay, new rule set. So this first line is as it is. So profile, I'll say okay, Mule S Academy best practices. Okay, best practices. And description. So we'll say this rule set helps ensure the use of best use of. I'll give a short form, Mule S Academy best practices. Okay. Now security, instead of tag, I'll say I'll give my tag over here. So I'll say okay, hyphen, and everything has to be in small case. So we'll go ahead with best practices. Okay. In violation, okay. So in violation, what we'll do? So first we'll give some name. So let's go ahead and say API hyphen title contains layer. This is one rule. This is what we are expecting here. Okay, this one. Second one, we'll go ahead and we'll say API hyphen version constraints. Okay. Okay. These two things, and maybe the last one we'll use as what was that? So we'll simply this one we'll take and we'll check. Control V. We'll say here custom hyphen HTTP for URLs. Okay. Now these are declarations. Okay. Now we need to define it. So let's go one by one. So I'll just I'll have three things. The first one will fix this one, Control C, and I'll say Control V here. Okay. And so okay, so it's already, I have already fixed here. Okay, so this first part is fixed. Now let's go ahead, and second one is, maybe we'll order it later. Control V. Always use we can say that HTTP or okay, this one here it's always use, we'll say here API layer in title. Okay, API layer in title. Now API contract dot callback, we cannot use callback here. So who is taking care of the API title? Okay, so if I remember properly, I have mentioned if you go to the rules here somewhere, okay, it will take you to the AMF GitHub page, and here you'll find Control F web API. Okay, web API. Okay, so we are going to use web API. Okay, so let's go back here in our notepad. So we are going to use called web API and property constraints, and then here it will be core dot name. Okay, and pattern, and okay, so name and pattern. So we'll say here, so we are going to add something like, okay, so we are going to say hyphen, if you are saying experience, we'll say hyphen experience API. It should end, okay, and then put a or. If it is that, if they're working on sys, so it should just end with hyphen sys hyphen API dollar. Then you say or experience system, and then hyphen ERC hyphen API dollar. So this is for our title. Same thing, we'll try to copy, Control C, go down, Control P. Okay. So we'll give a space over here. So now this is my third, which is API version constraints. Copy this. I'm going to define it here. Control V. Message, always use API version in this format. So maybe some format we give something like restart. Okay. And then API contact web API, same API, and property constant score dot version. Okay. And in pattern, we'll give the pattern will give, uh, small v, and in bracket 0 to 9. Okay. And nothing other than that. Okay. So not 0 to 9, it should be 1 to 9. Okay. And one more limitation we'll add here. So we'll say mean value or mean count, mean count. We'll say minimum 1. Same thing has to be there for the name also. Control V. Indentation is very important because this is going to be YAML file. So hope everything is okay. So this is my first requirement. This is my second requirement. And this is somehow I added one thing. Let's see it works or not. Okay. All thing all well. Just save this. So let's save this. So we'll go to API governance. API governance rule set. I'll just say it should be rule set dot YAML. Rule set dot YAML, rule set spelling to be correct. Rule set dot YAML. Go ahead. Save this. Now let's go to the folder. Yeah, so there is a file rule set. I'll just zip it. Go to archive, zip. Okay, we'll just rename it later. So we'll rename here. We'll give a name. So we'll give MAA, that is MuleSoft Academy. We'll say best practices. Okay. Now this is our custom rule set. Okay. So how to use this on our design? So first step, we need to go to our Exchange. Okay. And in Exchange, we need to publish it. So let's publish that rule set. So we'll say here MMA best practices. Under asset type, we'll go ahead and we select rule set. We'll select the file. So what is the name? What is the name? What is the name? Yeah, best practice. See, whatever file is there inside that, it will point to that and just publish. Now this will be available in something is wrong. There was an error publishing the asset because some information provided is incorrect. This asset is invalid. Okay, let's quickly I'll take a pause and I'll fix it. So there was an indentation problem. I have fixed it. You can see that we have not changed anything over here. Okay, so these are our 3 violation rules, and then we have implemented those here. Okay, just an indentation problem. Since it is a YAML, right? So indentation has to be correct. So once you create your rule set, you can create documentation manually, but there is a way to create documentation automatically using Anypoint CLI. So in the next session, I will talk about that, how to create those documentation, out of the box. So let's go back now. The rule set is ready. We can go to design center now, and we can first remove this. First, we'll go ahead and okay, refresh. First, we'll clear those rule sets which we have applied from out of the box list. Okay, let's go ahead. So I'll go to rule set, remove the rule set, and then second rule set will remove. Okay, now let's go to the rule set. We have just now published MuleSoft Academy rule set. Let's go ahead and select it. That is our custom rule set. Now see here now. So first rule is failing. So we'll say that, okay, it should be V1. Okay, getting validated. Yeah, see, all the rules are gone. Now even I can use HTTP here. You can see here, we can use HTTP. Okay. Now, if there is no sys API here, let's see what happens. So let's try to see. I'll give a system here. Now see, it says that always use API layer in the title. Okay. We can give the in the description, we can give what layer pattern we can. So in our, while writing, while implementing our rule set here, when we talked about here, right, always use API layers, we can say that. For example, we can see that, okay, so this is how we are expecting. Okay, all these things we can mention it there. So this will show you in the example here. So if I say, instead of sys, if I say PRC, okay, it's very, you can see. So now if you look at, so can I give now 1.0.0? No. Okay, so now everybody will be following, and this will get standardized across your organizations. Okay, so what, let me recap quickly. So we have seen how to apply the out of the box rule set also, and we have seen how to create the rule set, publish it to the exchange, and use it in your API design. Okay, so that's all from this session. In coming sessions, maybe I'll talk about the documentation by using Anypoint CLI. Yeah, so that's all from this session. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Okay, hope you'll use it in your, API design. Yeah, so please hit the bell icon, hit the like button, and subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching. Bye bye, take care.